Welcome to the final chapter of On Purpose. In this video, we explore how we can be more intentional and healthy in our environment, both in our personal spaces and in relation to our earth. Let's get started. As always, take a moment to still yourself. You can focus on your breathing and breathe more deeply and slowly. Try to let go of any presumptions or stories about your world, your relationships, yourself, about God, anything that might keep you from opening to life in this practice. And again, you may want to make a commitment to yourself to be receptive to anything that God or the universe may offer you as we go through this time. And then when you're ready, ask yourself, where am I now? And think about this particularly as it relates to your environments and to the environment. And when you feel that you have a sense of an answer to that question, ask yourself, where do I want to be at the end of 2022? And once again, keep these answers in mind as we go through the practice today. Take a look around you. Wherever you are right now, try to really see your environment. What stands out to you? Why are you drawn to that element of this place? How does it feel to be in your space? What impact is your environment having on your mood and comfort? And now try to see more deeply. What can you see now that you missed at first? Move beyond the physical environment to other elements. What do you hear and smell? How does this place feel? And now think about your internal environment. What's going on inside you? What kind of space is being created in you by your thoughts and emotions, your expectations and internal filters, your relationship with the people around you and with this location? In August 2020, I wrote a couple of blog posts about how our physical spaces affect us. On the one hand, I noted how the places where we live and work and shop and play and connect with others have a massive impact on our well-being. I spoke about the research that has been done into what is known as sick building syndrome, which has revealed how our buildings can seriously impact our health for better or worse. I also wrote about how safe and sacred spaces can feed our souls and make us healthier. The environment in which we live is far more important to our lives and relationships than we usually give it credit for. But this is why it can be so life-giving to set intentions for our personal and relational environments. I recommend doing an audit of the spaces where you spend the most time. Be aware of how you feel in those spaces and what impact they have on your mental, emotional, and physical health. And then think about what you can do to make those spaces healthier and more energizing for you. I've found that little thoughtful elements can make a huge difference. When I first set up my studio, where I now spend most of my time working, creating, and relaxing, I was very careful about the curtains I chose, the carpet on the floor, the color of the furniture, and the arrangement of the room. I have pieces of art that have meaning for me and little objects like my creativity dragon that inspire me. I have all of my guitars hanging on the wall and my piano always close at hand. And since doing this, I've found that my sense of wholeness and contentment has increased significantly, and I'm generally much healthier. Having this space also allows me to recharge when I need solitude and be more present to my family when we have time together. I really want to encourage you to make sure that you do whatever you can to make your spaces as healthy as possible. For example, how does your work chair affect your physical health? Is your bed comfortable and good enough for your body and for sleep? Is your bedroom dark enough and cool enough for you to sleep well? It doesn't have to take a lot of money or time to make sure that your world supports your health as much as it can. And so as you look ahead to the rest of 2022, what kind of space would you want to be living, working, playing, and resting in? What difference would it make to do what you can to create comfortable spaces to work in, sleep in, and relax in? What intentions can you set for your environment that will enrich your year? What do you need to do to live in a wonderful world? Now, of course, there's more to our environment than just our homes and workplaces. We live on a planet that is straining under the pressure of human consumption and carelessness. We all know that the climate is changing and that creatures are dying. Some are even going extinct from loss of habitat and overhunting and overfishing. We also know that whatever harm the planet experiences comes back to hurt us and our quality of life. It's all connected. So part of our environmental health is found in our relationship with the planet, or at least our corner of the planet. When we connect with nature and use our energy and resources to help keep our world healthy, we benefit from the health of the natural world around us. It doesn't have to mean that we become eco-activists and sign up for environmental causes and organizations, although if that's helpful for you, that's a wonderful thing to do. But creating a healthy planet is as simple as picking up litter when you see it and making sure to limit our own waste as best we can. It can mean reusing containers and bags as much as possible. It can mean walking in the natural world around our homes and getting to know the plants, animals, and birds so that we become more attuned to what they need. For some of us, it could mean hosting a beehive or growing our own vegetables. The point is that contributing to a healthy environment is good for our own health. My wife has always loved being involved with nature. Near where we live is a conservancy. It's in the middle of suburbia, but it's a haven for wonderful bird life and plants and insects and fish. There are even some resident water mongooses and a honey badger who visits on the odd occasion. And my wife has joined the small team that look after this conservancy. Just being involved in caring for nature has been so good for her soul. So what intentions do you want to set to care for your corner of the world in some way? And what intentions can you set for how you will connect with the planet as a way to feed your soul? Where we live has a big impact on how we live. Being mindful about our environment can have a huge impact on our well-being. And working toward a healthy environment for ourselves can also be a gift to those around us. And so my wish for you in 2022 is that you will find yourself living in a beautiful and wonderful world. And so take a moment and just sit with today's meditation. Once again, ask yourself what spoke to you, what challenged you, what excited you. What do you want to carry with you into the rest of your week? And when you're ready, I encourage you to think about what you want to add to your vision board if you've been keeping one going through the series. Any symbols or images or words or anything that can help you envisage how you intend to live on purpose this year, particularly related to your environment and the environment. Just add that to your board, and you can pause the video if you need to while you do that. And now as we end this video and the series, and as we prepare to go into the rest of our week, I encourage you to think about what intentions you're going to set for your environments, and there are many environments we live in 2022. And again, what systems will you put in place to support that intention? What habits will you build into your life to make sure this intention becomes a reality for you? And now I wish you an intentional week, an intentional year. I wish you a wonderful world. and I wish you an expanded capacity to live on purpose. And I really hope that this series will help you to make your year more fulfilling as you seek to live a little more on purpose. Hi everyone, as we bring this series to a close, I thought it might be helpful just to do a quick overview of what we've covered and also give you some indication of how you can move forward from here into the rest of your year so that you can live on purpose. Right at the beginning, on the 9th of January, we started by looking at your future self, trying to imagine what you would want yourself to look like, what kind of person you'd want to be, what you'd want your life to be like this time next year. And we linked with that, talking a bit about our spiritual health and really recognizing that spirituality is not one element of who we are, but is involved in everything else that we do. And so we had an opportunity to set some intentions around our spiritual practice or our life practice that would then influence everything else we do. We then moved through different aspects of our lives. We looked at our heart health, our emotions, our feelings. We explored what it means to be mentally, intellectually healthy in our thoughts, and in the words that connect with our thoughts. We looked at our bodies and our physical health. And then we looked at how we interact with others, our social health, our occupational health, our health in our work lives. We looked at our relationship with money and how healthy we've been there. And then in this video, as we've wrapped up the series, we've looked at our environmental health, both in terms of the places where we live and work and play, but also in terms of our relationship with the planet. All of these are elements of what we've spoken about in the series and on the blogs that have gone alongside it as part of the wellness wheel. And I really encourage you to go back to that wellness wheel diagram. You can find one online very easily by Googling, or if you go back to the blog, you'll see it there in the first post for this year. And that wellness wheel, you can take each of those elements and mark them on a scale of 1 to 10, if you like, in terms of how healthy you feel and how confident you are in those areas. And it kind of gives you a sense of a rather bumpy wheel for most of us when we're finished. Some areas we'll feel we're very strong in, maybe an 8 or a 9. Other areas we might be feeling that we're only around a 3 or a 4. Others somewhere in the middle, maybe a 6 or a 7. And we can see from those bumps where we need to work to make our wheel more of a perfectly round, we'll probably never get there, but more of a perfectly round wheel that can help us to travel smoothly on the road of our lives. And so I really encourage you to go back to that wellness wheel and in each aspect to make sure that you have your intentions set. You might want to make it just one intention for each area for this year. You may want to have 2 or 3. And then set those intentions, create systems that will help you to implement those intentions and habits that will make them an automatic part of you. And we've spoken quite a bit about this on the blog and also in other videos. And then I encourage you to come back to this, perhaps after 3 months, end of March. Take a look at how you're doing with your intentions. And then again, at the end of 6 months, end of June, somewhere around there, how are you doing? Again, in another 3 months and at the end of the year. And just gauge how you're doing so that you can hold yourself accountable and you can adjust to stay on course to make sure that your intentions, as far as possible, become a reality, and that future self that you imagined can actually become your reality by this time in 2023. So I just wanted to offer you that as a way to round out this series and give you some direction as you go ahead into 2022. And I really hope that you're going to find this series helpful. I hope that you're going to find living on purpose will move you into a deeper and richer sense of life, that you'll be able to show up more authentically and courageously in your life, in your relationships, and in your world. And so have a great year. Thanks for being part of this series.